One of the largest school districts in Texoma is hoping to get more than $500 million in school bonds approved this spring. News 12's Lauren Rangel breaks it down and what it may mean for Sherman taxpayers.
It's no secret Sherman is seeing growth.
The city may double in population over the next 7 to 10 years.
That's why Sherman ISD is calling a $540 million bond election this spring.
Obviously, that's going to be impacting the schools.
The bond includes two propositions. The first focuses more than $490 million of those dollars on school buildings, including expanding Sherman High, converting Dillingham Elementary to a middle school, even building 2 new elementary schools.
Our growth projections tell us that we're going to be outpacing our capacity at the elementary level in 3 years, at the high school level in 7 years, and at the middle school level in 11 years.
The second proposition addresses building a new stadium.
At Sherman High School, we would simply go up with the stadium because a lot of the infrastructure is already there. The field, a lot of the utilities under the field, so it's really saving us money right now.
If the bonds are passed, the district says property taxes won't go up, partly because it has been paying down debt on previous bonds, like those funding the new Sherman High School. District officials also point to the Texas Instruments and Globotech expansion.
That type of growth in the high-tech industry is growing our tax base, so much so that we're able to offer or propose a bond program with no tax rate increase.
Voters will decide the fate of the bonds in May. In Sherman, Lauren Rangel, News 12.
Denison ISD is proposing a $123 million bond issue that would expand campuses as that district continues to grow.
Yeah, News 12's Hannah Gonzalez spoke with the school superintendent about where that money would be spent.
As Denison's population continues to grow, the school district is just running out of space. So to keep up with that demand, Denison ISD proposed a $132 million bond that will go to current and future campuses.
The Citizens Committee identified 5 immediate needs that we have in the next 3 years.
Superintendent Dr. David Kirkbride says one of those needs is for 3 of the elementary schools which are running out of space.
Lamar Elementary School is actually out of space today. Terrell Elementary School is projected to be out of space to start next school year, and Houston Elementary School is projected to be out of space in 2 years.
And the second is the future of B. McDaniel Intermediate School, which is projected to reach capacity in just 3 years.
The solutions to those 2 needs, elementary capacity and B. McDaniel capacity, are to add on to Lamar, add on to Terrell Elementary, repurpose Houston Elementary for a pre-K center, and build a new 5th and 6th grade center. We'll call it the new BMAC at a different site, a different location.
The new location will sit on 45 acres on the south side highway of 84 between highways 69 and 91.
It'll go from 725 students to 1,200 students.
And as far as the current BMAC location, Kirkbride says if the bond passes, the Discipline Center and the admin building would take its place.
This will be an increase of 8.5 cents to our taxpayers.
We'll be watching the upcoming election in May. In Denison, Hannah Gonzalez, News 12.
Well, it's city and school election night in Texas with plenty on the local ballot this year, beginning with 9-figure school bond proposals in both Sherman and Denison. Let's get straight to our local results. Sherman ISD with 2 propositions for voters to decide. Proposition A, $490 million to build 2 new elementary schools to replace Crutchfield and Fairview, convert Dillingham into a middle school, and upgrade safety and security district-wide. There you see that measure passes tonight with 71% of the vote. And Proposition B for Sherman ISD, another $46 million in bonds to build a new football stadium at the high school. This measure passing tonight with 64% of the vote. The district says the bonds are necessary to accommodate rapid growth and that property taxes won't go up because it's been paying down debt on previous bonds, such as those that funded the new high school. Now looking at Denison ISD, a $132 million bond package on the ballot, also to address rapid growth. This will pay for expansions at Lamar and Terrell Elementary Schools, turn Houston Elementary into a pre-K, convert B. McDaniel Intermediate into a new discipline center and admin building, and pay for construction of a new campus for 5th and 6th graders. This one would raise property taxes about $180 annually for the average homeowner. And you see this measure passes tonight as well. A school bond for Bonham, Texas has passed by just 3 votes. For the 3rd time in a year, Bonham ISD asked voters to approve a bond package in their district. This won $64.4 million for renovations and additions to L.H. Rather Junior High and a reconfiguration of other campuses. The district says there's no tax rate change associated with this bond. A year ago, a similar bond package failed by just 1 vote, then failed again in November, but this time it passes. Now to Bells ISD, voters deciding on 2 propositions tonight. Proposition A, $24.7 million for repairs and renovations to existing buildings. It would raise property taxes about $40 a year per $100,000 in value. This measure also passes tonight with 60% of the vote. And Proposition B for Bells ISD, another $900,000 to build 4 tennis courts. This one passes with 53% of the vote. 2 city council seats up for grabs in Denison tonight. The first for a place 5 at large to succeed Councilman Chris Spiegel. 3 candidates were on the ballot. The winner tonight, after a close race, is Aaron Thomas with 48% of the vote. And for place 3, Josh Massey and Jason Parks were your candidates. Councilman J.C. Doty has reached his term limit. Massey is the winner tonight. And several local mayoral races on the ballot tonight. Let's start in Whitesboro. Incumbent Dee Welch did not seek re-election. Dave Blaylock is the new mayor of Whitesboro tonight. Then in Pottsboro, longtime Mayor Frank Budra seeking another term tonight. John Lewis, the challenger, a pretty close race, but Pottsboro residents chose Budra again. He's the winner once more. In Gunner, Mayor Mark Miller seeking an 8th term tonight. Karen Souther, the challenger. Another close race here, but Souther wins that race tonight with 52% of the vote. Now in Howe, Mayor Bill French seeking re-election drew 2 challengers tonight, and the voters spoke, choosing Carla McDonald as their new mayor. Bell's Mayor Terry Crumby seeking his 2nd term tonight, running against Joe Paul Smith in this one, and Smith wins the Bell's Mayor race tonight. Finally, for Collinsville Mayor Derek Kays seeking re-election against Steve Ritchie, but Derek Mark Kays keeps his spot. For all your local election results, watch the bottom of your screen, open your free KXII News app, or go to KXII.com.
All right, election night in the Lone Star State with a handful of local races in this off-year election.
So let's get straight to the results, starting with a contested seat on the Sherman Council. Incumbent Darren Holland challenged by Carlene Chisman. And Holland has been the councilman for District 4 since 2017. And we do have the results. Holland winning 63% of the votes. Now, what about District 2? That's Councilman Josh Stevenson. He did not draw an opponent, so he was reelected tonight.
Staying in Sherman, a citywide proposition on the ballot asking voters to reauthorize a 1/8% sales tax for street maintenance. That measure did, in fact, pass tonight.
Another city proposition on the ballot today, this one in Gunner. Voters there being asked whether to abandon the city manager form of government. And there you see that measure narrowly passed tonight.
A couple of North Texas public school districts asking voters to pass bond proposals this evening. Collinsville ISD $16 million bond would pay for the demolition of the old elementary building and add 6 new classrooms to their renovated facility, as well as security upgrades. It would raise property taxes by 28 cents. It did indeed, as you see, pass tonight.
Very narrowly, though, just maybe, 20 votes there making up the difference. And in Gainesville, a $93 million school bond package on the ballot split into 2 propositions. Prop A for nearly $68 million to pay for safety and security upgrades, address student growth and life cycle replacement. And we've got the voting returns there, 56% for or against it and 44% for that proposition.
Second part of that Gainesville school bond, Prop B, asking voters to approve $25 million to build a new high school auditorium. Again, you see the early voting returns there. Lots of folks against that measure in the early voting. If both bonds do pass, the tax rate would go to about 17 cents. For more local election results, and those 14 proposed amendments to the Texas Constitution. We're updating those numbers, and we'll see those at the bottom of your screen. And on our website, the free KXII News app is also a place to find the results.